Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm installing the Z-Flash module here on my 2021 Silverado. I also have this installed on my 2020 Ram. Now what this does right here is overrides the vehicle's factory lighting functions, making everything strobe, dance, and all that kind of cool stuff. I think this right here is great for someone that's in the construction field, for example, where you are on the side of a highway and you need cars to be able to see, where you're at in a dark situation, or you are helping someone out fix their tire on the side of a road and it's dark. Whatever the case may be, maybe you broke down, you're out of gas, I don't know. A lot of reasons why you can use a Z-Flash module even if you're not an emergency responsive vehicle. This right here is a great alternative, if not an addition to some other types of lighting you outfit your vehicle with. So yes, I do have this installed on my 2020 Ram, although that installation process, if you guys remember, is gonna be a little more straightforward than this one right here, because this one also gets tapped into the BCM, or the body control module, which is near the footwell area of the driver's side, near the OBD2 scan port. That other one went into the OBD2 scan port and the BCM. This one also goes into the BCM, but it also needs to get wired to a 12-volt power supply as well. And we have to wire up a momentary switch too if we want to be able to cycle through all the flash patterns, which needs to get wired up itself as well. So still very plug and play, no drilling, no cutting of anything. You can reverse everything and show no signs of this ever having been installed, which is great for things like resale. Now, aside from it just being really fun to flash all my factory lights on my Ram, I've actually used it in a couple situations that were very, very helpful. One of those being when my mom's car broke down, she popped a tire and had to pull over into basically a bike lane, and it was really dark outside, so I was able to pull up, give us some space, turn on all my factory flashing lights from the rear, and warn drivers from behind that there's a situation going on up here on the shoulder and you should probably switch lanes, which every car for the most part did. So the Z-Flash module is a great extension of your hazard lights alone. So yeah, let's get to it. It's always a huge plus in my book when these companies give us very detailed, very thorough, detailed instructions with photos especially. That's always great, especially when it comes to wiring stuff up into the BCM and to 12 volts and stuff like that. That can all be a very intimidating process, but it seems pretty straightforward with the instructions we have right here. So we have this fuse tap right here, which is what they want us to pull power from. I'm not going this route right here, but if you guys are doing this at home, then this is a very easy way to draw some power. All you do is find the fuse you want to draw power from, pull it out of its original location, and then pop it in that slot right there, and then replace that original fuse with the fuse tap. Then feed this wire right here into the switch, because we're using a switch. So we have a power in and a power out. So the power in, this acts as a breaker essentially. So when it's on, it allows power to flow through, and when it's off, it cuts power right there. It does not allow power to flow through. So the other side of this, the power out, is going into this red wire right here, and then we ground this. Then there's this white wire called pattern. So all that needs right there is a quick signal, just a quick signal real quick to tell the Z-Flash module to change patterns. And that's where the momentary switch right here comes into play. So we plug the white wire into one side, and the other part of this is attached to a 12 volt, which I'll probably just tap into this wire right here. So pretty straightforward. The momentary switch is pretty much, there's no on or off. It just sends signal while you hold it down. So all you do is tap it just to give enough of a signal to this white wire right here to tell the Z-Flash module to change patterns. I'm not too sure what the load resistors are used for, because there's nothing about them in the instructions. So I'm not sure. If I had to guess, maybe it's for some like additional lighting you add or something like that. I'm not too entirely sure, but overall pretty straightforward process. Now I'm not using the fuse tap. I am using an inline fuse. One thing you cannot do is wire this directly to your battery without some type of inline fuse, break down some of the power, or a fuse tap to limit the amount of power you're drawing. So never wire this stuff up directly to a battery, because then you start blowing stuff up and that's not good for anything. Moving on to step number 2, 3, and 4, since we know where the BCM is at, it basically just says to remove the factory plugs, the black, brown, and the pink one from the BCM, and then plug those into the Z-Flash module's wiring harness right here in the back, and then replace those original plugs with these right here. So let's get to it. Side note, this rechargeable working light right here is the best one I've ever found. I've gone through so many of them trying to find the right one. So just to help you guys out, this thing works for hours and hours on a single charge. Very compact, very portable, and very, very bright. So I'll have that linked in the description below for you guys. I'm gonna slide the chair back to give us a little bit of room, and we're gonna locate the BCM really quick, which is very, very easy to access. There it is right there. So we have the pink one, the brown one, and the black plug all right there. Super accessible, a little tab right there, and it slides right out just like that. And in about 2.5 seconds, we have all of the plugs removed from the BCM, and we're gonna plug these guys into the wiring harness right here. They're all color coded, so this part is pretty much foolproof. So brown on brown, pink on pink, and then black on black. All right, that was extremely difficult. I'm joking. Now it's time to plug in the Z-Flash plugs into the BCM. The beauty of this part right here is you can't put these back in the wrong place because they won't fit. So this part right here is pretty much foolproof as well. So first pink, second brown, and then the black one. So just like that, everything is installed into the BCM. Now we're left with a lot of wires. Step number 5, locate the black 3-wire plug on the Z-Flash module, connect the black wire to the ground, and connect the red wire to a 12-volt fuse switch or a factory switch if equipped on your vehicle. So what we're doing is running this wire right here, the inline fuse, to the battery, one end of the battery, and then we'll throw a fuse in here, and then we'll wire this up to the switch, and then feed the other side of this switch to the red wire right there. So then we'll ground it, and then run the white wire to the momentary switch, and then run the momentary switch also to a 12-volt. But yeah, let's get to it. So I have 7 female wires coming from the BCM, and then 7 male wires coming from the Z-Flash module, which will all get connected. And there's this 3-wire plug right here, which plugs into this 3-wire plug. On the other end of this is the ground. The black wire is ground, the red wire is the 12-volt, which goes into the main switch, and the white wire right here goes into the momentary switch. And side note, when it comes to running power to the switch from the battery, you are going to need to go through the passenger side firewall if you're working on the new body GM trucks. And every forum will tell you the exact same thing. You cannot get through the driver side firewall. I've tried and tried and tried. It is nearly impossible. It's so much easier to go through the passenger side. So what I did here on my toggle switch here for the light bars and the grill was I ran it through, that's that red and black wire right there, to the passenger side and to the passenger side firewall. So if you are doing this at home, definitely pick you up some extra wire. But you don't need to go that route the way I did it, through the firewall and directly to the battery. The only reason why I did that was because I want power accessible to the switch at all times, even when the truck is completely off. But you can easily wire it to the fuse box right here on the left side of the steering column, pop that cover off, and use the fuse tap that came in the kit to tap into some power and feed that to your switch. But you're only gonna have power to the switch when the truck's accessories position is on, and that's the reason why I didn't go that route, and I went through the firewall and to the battery. Got the wires cut, so what I'm doing is running this from the battery to the inside of the truck to the switch, but I'm also gonna go ahead and ground it in the engine bay as well, because I'm not sure if there's a place underneath the steering wheel column to ground that black wire. So I have this attached black and red wire right here, which is great because you can differentiate which one is which. They're both the same kind of wire, but it just tells you which one is going to what, which is awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this to the battery, to the inline fuse, to the battery, ground, in the cab of the truck, to the switch, and to that black wire for ground. So right behind the battery on the passenger side of the engine bay here is the firewall, which you have to open up. If you're trying to go through that right there, you have to cut it open, which I've already done, to run these 2 wires right here for the light bar and the grill. So we should be able to squeeze 2 more wires in there, no problem. It's a bit of a tight fit. It's definitely a weird angle trying to get to this firewall situation, but with some determination, we should be just fine. And just like that, have the wire fed through the firewall. Now it's time to feed it to the driver's side behind the center console. There's a lot of space back there to feed the wire through, so it pretty much just pops right out the other side. Now I'm going to connect the wire that's going to the battery to the wire going into the truck using a butt connector. Connect the two. This one's also a heat shrink tube too, which is always a plus. Alrighty guys, so next up on the to-do list is to run this black wire right here to a proper ground, any metal object attached to the frame of the truck. That bolt right there should do just fine. And then this red wire right here goes directly to the battery, although there's no fuse in it quite yet. That way the wires aren't hot while I'm still putting everything else together. So once everything else is dialed, the last step will be to put the fuse in right here. That way we don't short anything out. In this kit came connectors, which are needed to attach to both the main switch and the momentary switch right here. So 2 small connectors there for the momentary switch, and then 2 bigger connectors here for the main switch. So one of these connectors that go into the main switch will be attached to the red wire here coming from the 3-wire plug. The other side of it will be attached to the red wire coming from the battery. Over here, we're gonna tap into, using one of these connectors, and then tap into the red wire here to get our 12-volt, and the other side will be attached to the white wire. So to get power to the momentary switch, I'm gonna tap into this part of the red wire on the 3-wire plug using a T-tap that actually came in this kit, but I'm using my own wire. This part of the wire is beyond the inline fuse, so we're good on the amount of power that we're getting. We don't need another inline fuse on this wire going to the momentary switch. So I'll tap into it using a T-tap, my wire, that's pretty much it. ground wires attached together now. I guess the last step is to just start plugging stuff up. That'll go to the main switch. That'll go to the main switch as well. We'll attach the rest of all these plugs right here, 7 of them. And that should be it. Put the fuse into the inline fuse from the battery, and that should be pretty much everything we gotta do. Alright, that's pretty much it. Everything's plugged in. Okay, so now just to clean up some wires and some zip ties, because zip ties make everything beautiful. I don't know where to put these quite yet, so I'm gonna leave these kind of hanging out underneath the steering wheel column there. Alrighty guys, so I have all the wires tucked up real nice, and I left the toggle switch and the momentary switch right here just kind of hanging out because I'm not sure what I'm doing with those quite yet for the long term. I don't really want a bunch of toggle switches right here and here. I already have one right here on the right side for the light bar in the grill, so I might replace this toggle switch right here with a little toggle switch control panel in this area right here, so I can run multiple accessories on sort of one device to make it look a lot better. But in the meantime, that right there will do. But that was pretty much it. That is a wrap. Alrighty guys, now before I fire up the Z Flash module, I do want to mention that I do have the Op7 underglow kit installed on this truck, which has an override function wired to the reverse lamp fuse. Now essentially what that means is anytime the underglow kit gets a signal from the reverse lamps, then they will turn on white no matter what color setting it's on. It could be on blue, purple, green, magenta. It could be on, it could be off, no matter what or when. The underglow kit will turn on white when the reverse lamps are triggered like so. Now the reason why I mention that is because the Z Flash module will tell the reverse lamps to flash. When these flash right here, the underglow kit will flash at the exact same pace. So keep that in mind. Yours won't do this, yours won't have this unless you have the Op7 kit installed and the override function attached to the reverse lamps. Then yours, I guess, will do that. But yeah, keep that in mind. Let's fire up the Z Flash module and see what this thing is all about. All right, so setting number 1. Now up here in the front, the only thing that flashes are the turn signals, but what's most important is what's in the rear. So yeah, starting with the front here, like I said, yours won't do this and it won't do that in the grill. That's like some other stuff I installed that I wired to the reverse lamp. So that means reverse lamps are flashing right now. And I have the last fit lights here on the front turn signals, which are like dumb bright, which really helps out because otherwise it would be a halogen bulb, which probably wouldn't give you the best effect because the LED bulbs can respawn a lot quicker and go on and off like instantly instead of the halogen bulbs like kind of fading on and off. So definitely worth the investment picking up some new last fit bulbs. But yeah, here is what's happening in the front. Let's get on down to the back side and see what's popping back here, because the back side is where it's definitely most important to be seen. So we have everything flashing but the license plate bulbs, which are useless as far as warning lights go anyways. So we have a nice flash between, I guess, the reverse lamps and the cargo lamps flash together, and then all the brake lamps flash separate. Oh, also the tailgate handle too, with the reverse lamps and the cargo lamps. So yeah, that's pretty cool right there. This one's pretty obnoxious, and obnoxious is a good thing when it comes to warning lights. So that right there is setting number 1. And let's see what setting number 2 is all about here in the front. So this one seems pretty consistent. Oh, nope, it goes faster and then it slows down, I guess. So right now it's going fast. And now it's going slow. This one's playing games on me. I can't even tell what's happening. But it is flashing once on either side, back and forth. Now it's going faster. I see that part. Okay, so yeah, that's the front right there. Head on back to the back side. Definitely a good thing to have it alternate between like a faster and a slower pattern for sure. Keeps you more noticeable. Absolutely. And I love how everything, that's a really bright light right there, by the way, too, in the tailgate handle. I didn't realize how bright that was until it was flashing, I guess. But yeah, that is setting right there, number 2. And setting number 3. So I don't know if you guys can catch it or not, but it's flashing from left to right, but each time it goes to right to left, it flashes 3 times before switching sides. So that's not one flash, that's actually 3. So 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Let's head on back to the back side, and same deal. So it's flashing 3 times with the reverse lamps and the cargo lamps at the same time as the tailgate handle as well. So all the white lights essentially are flashing 3 times before heading over to the brake lamps, which also flash 3 times, and then back and forth between the white and the red lamps right there. So that's setting number 3 right there. But I think the first one, maybe the second one's a lot more like noticeable. This one seems pretty like low key, not as attention grabbing. I do have a really dark tint on my taillights, and the lights still come through really, really well. because I have, you know, everything's LED, but I also upgraded the reverse lamps right here to the last fit bulb. Yeah, grab you guys one of those, definitely worth it. And that right there is pretty much all there is to it. I think the Z Flash module is a great value for what it is and for what you get, especially combined with some LED lighting you have here on your truck. And if you don't, then it's not hard to upgrade your halogen bulbs to some LED bulbs from Last Fit or the company of your choice. I think for whatever application you plan to use it for, that right there is really all you need. And if not an alternative, at least a good addition to some other lights you plan to outfit your vehicle with, I think the Z Flash module is the move. I'm pretty sure the pre-orders have sold out, but shipments go out sometime in late October, so if you guys can, get your orders in as soon as you possibly can. But that is all I have for you guys today as always. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys on the next one. Till then, peace out.